Okay, so this is your typical one moon question. So the question is how to turn $10,000 to $100,000 using crypto in the shortest time possible. Okay, so let's begin with Bill. What's your take on this question? We can't hear you, Bill. You're on mute.
You know, when we get this question, I'm frequently like, you know, step away from the trading screen with your hands in the air, right? Because that $10,000 is it could go away. Okay. Now, if the individual who asked the question, if I can be courteous and give him some sort of an answer, this is what I would do. I would say, you know, if you insist on being invested, you know, start with Bitcoin or Ethereum so you can learn. Then perhaps in an event surrounding the election, something could occur where you could wind up with an outsized return in one of those assets, right? Very few people talk about a 2x or a 5x in things like Bitcoin or Ethereum. No one talks like that. No one talks about that. Well, that makes me want to talk about it. So do something that will not wreck yourself, that will help your crypto education, and having at least some crypto will give you a chance to make the returns that you need, right? But if you go in and you're like, I need whatever I do in crypto to turn into enough money to purchase something, that normally doesn't end well.
Yeah, I agree. Trader Cobb?
Well, DeFi is pretty hot at the moment, so go get yourself a good developer who'll do it for cheap, make a bunch of coins, go and flog it to the market and do an exit scam.
Oh,
seems
man.
to be pretty fashionable right now.
Yeah.
You want it the fastest possible way, I reckon that's it.
Yeah, very, very
No,
innovative.
don't do that. That's a shit thing to do. But yeah, I agree with Bill, but you know, that's the comedy and that's the reality. I mean, how many we're seeing rug bulls, we're seeing that DeFi space becoming something what you know, you jumped onto really well in 2017, Ian, which was the ICO boom. And there seems to have been a DeFi boom. I'm sure that if Bitcoin can just pull its finger out, that DeFi boom is going to get bigger, more insane, and there'll be more people that they will make life-changing money, but they'll also lose a lot of money. And it comes back to what Bill said, and the whole, I guess, thesis or the underlying current of what this whole conversation's been about this far, which is, you know, you got to learn. You've got to be educating yourself. Now, make mistakes, fine. That's you got to make mistakes, but learn from them. Don't go, oh, I need to pay my bills, so therefore I'll take a big punt. I had somebody the other day come onto my chat function on my website, and they said, oh, I want to turn. Oh, that's right. My husband's got some form of illness, and I need to turn 5,000 into 20,000. What should I do? And I'm so glad that the response from my staff was, go back to your husband's hospital bed. You know, like you're not that it's only going to make things worse. If that's the way you're thinking, there is absolutely no way in the world you're going to make the right decisions. So, you know, go and chill out for a bit. Go and do as Bill said. I do breath work all the time, every day. It's a big part of what I do. Go and get your head right first, because the person that's trying to chase that dragon, man, they end up just getting dusted. And then guess what they go and say? Oh, crypto's a ripoff. No one can make money trading. No, you can't. During that period of time, you failed. That doesn't mean the whole market's corrupt.
Yeah, I mean, I think Cobb and Bill, solid advice. Very, very solid advice. Now, I have a very interesting perspective on this. First of all, I think if you're trying to turn $10,000 to 100K, that is very, very hard to do. Right? So you have to really just understand how huge that feat is. Right? Yes, you hear about people doing it in crypto and all that stuff, but I mean, try to have a long-term perspective when it comes to making money and building wealth. But with that being said, though, I mean, I've done it myself in crypto. So I feel like in a way, I've kind of, I guess, played a part in that narrative. But you have to understand that sometimes there's luck involved, right? I mean, yes, you have to be good at what you're doing, but sometimes you're just in the right place at the right time. So if anything, I would say timing matters, right? Because you could be the best investor or trader in the world, but if you got into crypto during the 2-year bear market, just not the right time. But if you got into crypto back in end of 2017, when the ICO bubble and Bitcoin bubble was just taking off, timing plays a huge factor. If anything, I would say probably 50% timing and the rest skill. And that part of skill, or I'll just say competence or just research and knowledge, is something you have to put in a lot of work. It's not something you can just passively do, right? Because even with me, first of all, when I took about 20K and turned that to over $5 million, half of that was luck, right? And that's something I can publicly say because I got into crypto at the right time, right? So I would say half of that was luck, and the other half was just blood, sweat, and research. I was living and breathing crypto 24/7. I'll basically work my job at IBM from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., then from 6 to like midnight, sometimes probably even till like 3 a.m. I was just learning crypto. We had different groups of investors worldwide just talking and sharing our research, our knowledge, everything we're learning. So this was kind of like a mastermind group. And we're doing this 24/7. Like I barely left the house. I was just living, breathing crypto 24/7. And my perspective wasn't so much to like make $1 million per se, although that was nice. My perspective was, I have a good job, but I want to become self-employed. So I gave myself a deadline. I told this was January 2018, after I came back from vacation in Tokyo, Japan. And I told myself by the end of the year, I'm going to quit my job and just be self-employed. So I then began to burn the ships. So there's a famous Spanish explorer, I think it's called Cortez. He basically burned all the ships and told his troops, either we conquer or we die. And that was the perspective I had when it came to just becoming self-employed. It wasn't really a goal that was quantified based on money. It was just a goal of, I want to have enough money where I can quit my job and be comfortable. And to get there, I then began to burn the ships. I began to put myself into situations where there was no way out. So I moved out of my place. I had a nice 4-bedroom place with just me, moved out of there, moved back in with my parents, took my car back. And I said, you know what, I'm just going to save all this money, invest this into crypto, basically minimize my expenses while trying to make more money. And I did that. And by September of 2017, I was able to quit my job and go full-time into crypto. But I think it wasn't so much about the quantified goal, just more about, let me just become a maniac and just totally focus at this task at hand. And to me, that was crypto investing, because I was an entrepreneur. I was doing lots of other things on the side, but I saw crypto as having the best return in terms of my effort, right? I could work on crypto one day or for a week straight and get a 1x, 2x, 5x, 10x, while my other side businesses like Amazon FBA or my video production company, I had to show up to make money. With crypto, I could passively make money investing and trading. So that's kind of my perspective. Yes, it's possible, but understand that half of it is just luck, and the other half is just pure dedication and tunnel vision on the task at hand. All right, with that being said, tell us what you think down in the comments below.